Entertainment news now. The Golden Globe nominees were announced this morning.
And that servant
that don't obey his Lord
shall be beaten with many stripes.
And this film, the historical film, 12 Years a Slave, is nominated in 7 categories. It shares the lead, though, with American Hustle, which gives a look back at an FBI investigation to corruption in American politics in the 1970s and 80s. A Canadian actress also earned a nod for her role in the TV series Orphan Black, and Michael J. Fox nominated for Best Actor in a TV Comedy. For more on this, we're going to go to Jason Gorber with TwitchFilm.com. He's standing by. Hey, Jason, great to see you. How you doing?
Nice to see you again.
All right, big surprises or not in the nominees for Best Movie. What do you think?
Yeah, so here's the deal. Golden Globes are, completely ridiculous. They're chosen by 80-something people. People aren't professional critics, and so they're completely ridiculous, except when they're not. So as long as you agree with them, then they're like, these are great. These are totally predictor for what's going to come in all the award seasons. If you look at the 10 films that they have nominated, 5 for within musical comedy and 5 within drama, these are all 5 amazing films. The one I haven't seen, Wolf of Wall Street, is universally being acclaimed, the Martin Scorsese, but the other ones, 12 Years a Slave, films like American Hustle, which is absolutely amazing, Captain Phillips, Gravity, Philomena, a tremendous film still out in theaters, Rush, one of my personal favorites, played Tiff, Formula One movie. These are great, tremendous films. Her, very interesting, very compelling film. Inside Llewyn Davis, amazing film by the Coen brothers, and Nebraska, Alexander Payne. So you have, within these 10 films, absolutely the 10 films that have been talked about the most this year. There's a couple that are interesting what were not on the list, stuff like Butler, the Oprah Winfrey produced film, which didn't get any nods for Best Picture. Dallas Buyers Club. Again, I don't really love those films, so the films that I actually really like are the ones that get nominated. So this year, I can say, go Golden Globes. I actually agree with you. Therefore, you're not relevant.
You know, it's funny, too, because there was this discussion throughout 2013, 2012 as well about how, movies were now taking second fiddle to television. The television was so strong. But you look at some of these movies here that have been nominated for Golden Globes, and these are real powerhouses, a lot of them.
12 Years a Slave, which is, I believe, going to win, and I believe will also take home Best Picture at the Oscars, is really that good. You're going to hear a lot of people going on about it, and some people will be cynical and think, oh, come on, how good can it be? It is astonishing. It is Steve McQueen's absolute masterpiece, and it is the beautiful blend between an art house film and a beautiful character piece. It's accessible, it's shocking, it's challenging, but it is truly amazing. And more importantly, it played the Toronto International Film Festival, which means it's a really good predictor for what's actually going to take home eventual Oscar gold, and might be a really good predictor for Golden Globes gold as well.
All right, let's switch over to television.
Sure.
Homeland has been swept aside for other picks here in the television category. We're going to bring up our board showing the best comedies, best dramas on TV nominees here, starting here with musical or comedy. Tell me what stands out for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to television, I mean, it's nice to see Girls get nominated, Parks and Recreation, and on one of its final seasons, it's nice to actually see it get a shout out. But honestly, the films, the TV shows that are missing are more dear to my heart. Stuff like Boardwalk Empire, stuff like Treme. These are, for me, some of the best films of the year and happen to be on television. So yes, you have a lot of nominations, stuff like Homeland that a lot of people didn't particularly like the season that would have been nominated for Golden Globes. But for me, the television nominees are a little bit more mainstream, but the film stuff, again, there's nothing wrong with being mainstream. If you could do a film like Rush, which actually transcends being an art film and a mainstream film, that's when it really kicks it in. Boardwalk Empire is as good as the movies on that list and should absolutely be something worth watching. If you like the small screen or the big screen, that's what you look at.
And the reality is, as you know, Jason, this stuff is so subjective, right? It's one person will like one show to, House of Cards, Downton Abbey, Breaking Bad, that doesn't sort of float your boat?
Again, I think Breaking Bad is pretty good. And again, yes, things are subjective. And please, I'm a critic. I am a subjective critic. But
we expect that from you.
But it's all about what you want out of your television. If you want television to strictly be entertainment, just like you want your movies to be entertainment, that's one thing. But television is absolutely as part of a renaissance. And yes, Breaking Bad is very strong, but it had some elements in the final season I wasn't as happy about. Boardwalk Empire, which far fewer people are watching now, is astonishing. And there's some incredible stuff going on in this season, not the one that would have been nominated for Boardwalk Empire, which absolutely echo the kind of things that were going on 12 Years a Slave. So I'm saying that we elevate cinema a little bit and we denigrate television, unfortunately, a little bit. And I think both of them can be extraordinary applications of storytelling. And if one thing, look, the Golden Globes get us to do one thing, like any of these award things, they get us to talk about some of these works. And because of that, somebody will go out and see something like Philomena they'll go, oh, I heard that was nominated. Or maybe hear from somebody like me and say, look, you should be watching Treme. It is an astonishing film. Look, for Best Foreign Film, we had an animated film, one of the last thing from Miyazaki. There's a thing going on tonight at TIFF's Lightbox, Guillermo del Toro talking about one of Studio Ghibli films. So this stuff, if you're engaged within cinema, if you're engaged within television, this is the time that we can actually get out and talk about it.
Jason, thanks for making time for us today to talk about it.
All the best. Nice to talk to you again.